Hello, welcome here today to Conny Decorates, and of course with heart, exactly, with heart and with passion. So, my dear ones, and this is actually our topic today, which is not necessarily Christmas related anymore. It goes into winter decoration and really only uses cuttings from the garden and a bit of felt ribbon, along with a few small plants. If you want to know how this decoration works, just stick around because we will show you now. This is the base that we will be using today for our DIY Christmas tree. For those who know our videos, this has been here for a very long time. It's a do-it-yourself fountain. I have emptied all the stones out, the soil is still inside, and I have taken out all the plants, but I want to keep the base. The soil stays, and I will get the stones back later. I'll show you why. Then I have this branch here, and at the bottom I have a lot of garden cuttings, the moss, I have alpine violets, and I also have this little lantern, which we got from Rolf Oelkers. The greenery is a type of fir green, and I think it fits quite well with these natural elements. I have binding wire, and I would say let's get started. And first of all, I take the branch and stick it back here into the plant bowl. And that would definitely hold like this. That means you don't need any stones to weigh it down. However, I have had them in here now and will really just leave them in here until spring when we will redo it. And if you simply use a thicker branch or fir branches here and you have more weight, then you can certainly make this a bit more stable with the stones. But they are now in here, not much planting will go in here anyway. I will fill this up with soil again. And here is the garden cutting, just found in the garden and brought up here. And now I take the branches and simply attach them here to the branch, and I think it can go a little further down. And now I will wrap the binding wire around here. And now I just broke off some small branches from the large branch. I just looked at what length I want to have. And I actually find that very, very beautiful because these branches are very delicate and they spring out to the side so wonderfully. And I really, really like that, especially back here. You also know our window decoration here, our little herb bags. And I think fits well back here in the corner. To my right, we also have this hanging wreath with the wool. I'll just say it's all about bundling. And I think it looks quite fitting visually here. I've actually been able to work with all the little branches, and now I'm just going to wrap some wire around the top a few times. I'll also leave the branches as they are at the top. I find it visually very nice when it just pops out a bit like that. Then I'll take off the wire, and it holds wonderfully. I have a bit of dry moss over in the shed, and it's always optimal when it's not too damp. Here, I'll just take a few small tufts and simply stick them in between the branches. I think it's a great natural way to add a little green. Now we're just pushing that in everywhere. Now we've really just added a bit of moss to bring in a small touch of natural greenery. And since we have this great lantern here in this fir green, I will just take this tree stump that I still had on the terrace. And I would like to highlight this here because I find it very, very beautiful. I have a tea light in it. I could also use a small candle, and then you can do that afterwards. Wonderful, let's get started. But before we continue, I will first take our beautiful barbed wire, which has a bit of sparkle to it, a winter barbed wire. I will take it out of the pot and plant it here on the right side. I have decided to use a second piece of barbed wire as well. I will simply press the stones a bit back towards our little tree and will place this in the background. Here in front of our little lantern, our wind light, I will add a small piece which I also find very nice. Now I still have the moss. You can also use other moss or just leave it as is, and I will fill everything in the green at the bottom. This is our string lights, which I believe have been on our windowsill for 1.5 years now, always redecorated in the fountain, and actually always stays on this side. It looks very beautiful when it lights up as it gets dark. These are really optimal, especially the ones with the little wires. I'm going to insert this black piece into the top here, and then I can wonderfully weave the wires into the branches. It's enough to just lay it on top. I found a few white cones here, and I will also decorate with them. I think we can add one to the little tree in the back. Look, we have the perfect winter decor that can really stay up for a long time. And yes, if you want, you can also add small Christmas balls or little wool balls like we have over there, just a bit of wool, and I think that will fit in nicely. I also have a bit of felt ribbon and this green, which I find so beautiful. It's fantastic because it really matches this lantern well. I'm just going to twist it together a few times, which I think looks quite cute. Look, I just cut the wire, and now you can attach it to the little branches. I think this is a great addition to the winter decor. And of course, after Christmas, if you feel it's too festive, you can quickly take it off. But I think these little highlights fit in beautifully, and we're done. Look, we've added some small wool balls, and I really like it because we can leave them in after Christmas, and we have wonderful winter decor that lasts into spring. We hope we could inspire you today, because we would be very happy about a thumbs up. Feel free to follow us on Pinterest, Facebook, and Instagram, where we share highlights and feedback is slowly coming in, and we would be very pleased. Also, subscribe for free, and you'll always get notified when a new video is online. So we are really moving towards Christmas now. I would say we are also slowly starting with the table decorations. We are now going to make some small table decorations for Christmas, and of course we hope that you will join us. So my dear ones, stay healthy, feel hugged, your Conny and your Micha. Exactly, my dear ones. Until then, goodbye.